What up, guys? Today we're looking at Marvel's Wasp, but anyways, let's take a closer look at this box. Starting off at the top of the box, you get this Avengers logo. For the top left corner, you have Marvel Legends series. For the top right corner, you get Build-A-Figure Cassie Lang. For the front of the box, you have Marvel's Wasp. Then you have the Wasp figure. Then behind the Wasp figure, you get this cool artwork of the Wasp. Then you have Marvel Studios Ant-Man and the Wasp Mania. For the right side of the box, you get this cool artwork of Wasp. Then you have Marvel Legends series. For the left side of the box, you have Build-A-Figure Cassie Lang. Then you have the Build-A-Figure. For number 1, Marvel's Wasp. For number 2, King the Conqueror. For number 3, Ultron. For number 4, Marvel's Egghead. For number 5, Marvel's Crossfire. For number 6, Future Ant-Man. For the back of the box in the top left corner, you have Marvel Legends series. For the top right corner, you have Marvel's Wasp. Then you get the Wasp figure and her accessories. And she comes with Cassie Lang's left Build-A-Figure leg. But now let's crack this thing open. For her accessories, she comes with an alternate set of hands. And to me, these remind me of like a flying, like where she's trying to grab something while flying, like that. Not fully for sure. But her second accessory is her alternate head masked version. But anyways, taking a closer look at it, the eyes look like they are nicely painted. You get the translucent yellow lenses or lens. The silver paint looks good right there. You get some detail. Silver paint looks good right there as well. You get some silver paint on the side of her mask. You get some detail on that silver paint. Then you get some yellow paint on the side that looks good. You get some detail right there as well. Then you get some detail under the lens that looks good. You get some silver paint at the bottom of the mask. Now I don't remember the mask being this flat in the back. Like, I don't remember it looking like this at all. But you get some line work at the back, and you get some red paint right there. Then going to the top, you get some more line work. Then you get some detail right there. For her third accessory, she comes with her wings out, and these are adjustable on all of them. But the silver looks good. You get some red paint right there that looks good. And all you do to swap it is you just pull this one out from the back of her. Then you just put it in like that. Then bam. But anyways, let's take a closer look at Wasp. And here is the Wasp figure outside of the box. But now let's take a closer look at her. Starting off with the unmasked head. The photo tech just looks so realistic. It's crazy how realistic these figures are getting. This head sculpt is better than the last Lily head sculpt that we got though. But in that time period for that older Wasp unmasked Lily head sculpt, it was good for its time. But now comparing it to this one, it would be just straight bad. But anyways, the eyes are painted good. I like how the hair comes like over the forehead a little. Then on mine, the hair is like coming up on the sides a little. But then going to her suit, you get sculpted texture all over her suit. But going to the yellow area right here, there's some black paint coming through the yellow. Then going right here, there's some more black paint bleeding through on mine. The yellow paint looks good though. You get this line starting like at the armpit area going down to the stomach area. Then like you get this circle thing that we saw on the Ant-Man figure. You get some detail on it. Then going down to the like stomach area, the yellow paint looks good. You get some lines in the middle of the yellow areas. There's some black paint bleeding through on the like side of that yellow piece right there. Or there's some yellow paint on the side right there, I should say. But anyways, going to like the crotch area, there's some red paint that looks good. Then going to the side of Wasp, you get some more yellow paint that looks good. There's some more black paint right there bleeding through. Then you get like this line on the, I would say, what would it be called? The edge of the inside of the yellow. Then going to the side leg area, you get some lines right there. Then going to the back of the Wasp, you get her wing thing. You get like sculpted pattern that looks good. The silver paint looks good. You get some red paint right there. Then going to the collarbone area, the silver paint looks good. You get some red paint. Then going to her arms, the yellow paint looks good. There's some black paint bleeding through. Then going to the blue area, the blue paint looks good. That yellow paint right there looks good on the outer arm area, but going to the inner arm, not so good. Then going to the wrist area, the yellow paint looks good. Then going to her wrist area, I would call this like a gauntlet. I'm not for sure what it's called, so I'm just going to call it a gauntlet. But the silver paint looks good and you get some detail on it. Then going to the inner arm of it, it's just black paint. And one thing I wish they would have added on this figure is bicep swivel, but I guess elbow swivel is good too. Or okay. Going to the hands, there's just like this square thing. But going to the legs, you get this blue line going down and to the side, then back up the leg to her butt. Then going to the shin area, the yellow paint looks good. Other than there's some like black paint bleeding through. Going to her feet, there's some lines. Then going to the bottom of her feet, she has peg holes. One thing I wish they would do with these female characters is kind of make the feet a little bit bigger so it's easier for them to stand, because on some of the female figures, they do not want to stand for shit. But that is it for looking at the Wasp figure. And for her articulation, she looks that far up, looks that far down. You get head tilt. Her head does a 360. For the arms, they go that far out. They do a 360. You don't get any bicep swivel, but you do get elbow swivel. You get double jointed elbows. For the hands, you get hand swivel. Hands go that far in and that far out. For the diaphragm, it goes that far back, goes that far forward. You get swivel, goes that far to the right, goes that far to the left. You get no waist swivel, but the legs go that far out and can do the splits. She kicks that far forward, kicks that far back. You have thigh swivel, double jointed knees, double joint knee. For the feet, they go that far down, go that far up. Foot swivel. And that is it for her articulation. And for some comparisons, here is Ant-Man and the Wasp next to you. The Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And here is the first Ant-Man movie figure next to Wasp. And here is Kang the Conqueror next to Wasp. And Ant-Man next to Wasp. And for my ranking for these 3 MCU characters, not counting the Build-A-Figure because I haven't reviewed her yet. For my number 1 spot, I would put King the Conqueror. This figure is super badass in my opinion. I love it. For my number 2 spot, I would put Ant-Man. Then 3, Wasp. That is it for this review today. I'd appreciate if you guys hit the big red thumbs up button. Comment down below what figures you guys would want me to review next. And also comment down below what do you guys think about this new Wasp figure. But stay tuned for the Build-A-Figure.